Alright guys, so in today's video, I'm going to take you through 2 trade recaps that I caught out yesterday with the Discord in our premium service. If you like this video, let me know. I'm going to take you through my analysis first and I'll get into the live recording as we approach the end of the video. And without further ado guys, let's get straight into the trade recap. Let's go. I like to keep it nice and simple. You can see, in the Asian session, we're stepping down, 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 down. We know that price can react from fair value gaps or after sweeping liquidity. We know that, right? The market targets those two things. So in the Discord, what I was mentioning is this 15-minute FVG, I was curious to see if we found some kind of support at this level. Every single fair value gap could be a spot where price reacts. Every single fair value gap. And ideally, it's on the 15-minute time frame. So we've been stepping down, stepping down, stepping down. We swept this sell side, we swept more sell side. But now the important part was that we're actually inside of this 15-minute FVG, which is really important. So if we go back now into the 1-minute time frame and we can impose that fair value gap, you can see that we just tap into it. Now, what I was looking to target, all this low resistance, right? Because when we have trend line liquidity, I see that as an accumulation pocket. I want price to quickly target that and to quickly purge through that. If I can phrase a trade around a macro, even better. I like to trade macros because often these time frames will run for liquidity and they'll be quite quick. So we've got this 15-minute imbalance. It's really important. We've got our sweep of sell side. We've got 2 sweeps of sell side. Then we see price, or I was watching the price action, and you'll hear me in the narration later on. It was mucking around quite a bit, so I'm waiting for these price signatures to stack upon each other to build a narrative, to build a framework as to what's going to happen. I've marked out here a volume imbalance, right? You can see between the body of this candle, the body of that candle. I can probably bring that down just a little bit. And notice here how after sweeping this sell side, we actually pause. We pause, right? We pause here, we tap into the fair value gap just with the wick. The wicks do the damage, the bodies tell the story. Where are the bodies closing? The bodies are closing back up in the range. Where is the liquidity that we want to target? The liquidity that we want to target is above here, right? Low resistance, heaps of it, heaps and heaps and heaps of it, even from the previous macro. Now at this point, watching price, we have some accumulation here. We manipulate down, we sweep this internal sell side point, and we respect this volume imbalance. Price then pushes back up. Now, what this is called, it's called a change in the state of delivery. It's one signature in price after a sweep of liquidity that could signify some kind of retracement or some kind of reversal. Now, keeping in mind that when the body of this candle closes above the body of this one, that's the first inkling that I have that price may want to move higher. I already have the backing knowledge that we've been stepping down all of Asian session. I already have a clear target. We are already inside of a macro, so I know price can run. And we've already swept liquidity multiple times and shown not really a willingness to heading lower just yet. So these are the things I like to do. I like to build a narrative. I like to build a framework. We've also got a bullish fair value gap right here. And what you can see is that I've drawn the halfway line, which the bodies respect, and we bounce off. So at this point, I'm building a narrative. We've got the 15-minute tap into the fair value gap. We've got the macro. We've got the internal sweep. There's all these things that I'm building a narrative upon to try and take a trade from. And where the trade was called with the Discord was from this inversion gap right here. So we had all this back knowledge. We had this inversion fair value gap here, and the clear targets were above. We had buy side, buy side, buy side, and ultimately this level of buy side here, which is the bigger portion buy side out of this string of trend line liquidity. And you can see, right, look how quickly price moves. We invert that fair value gap. And like I mentioned with the Discord, it's very quick. You want to see an extension. Once you create the gap, an extension, especially when it's low resistance. So we push up, we take out that buy side, we take out some of this buy side too, and then we pull back, right? We pull back, and any pullback opportunity, if you're in a trending market, is a potential to take a trend continuation. This is a perfect idea for a trend continuation because look at what price does. We still have these buy side targets here, and that is still low resistance. It's still trend line liquidity. We have relative equal highs here too, and you can see what price does. So we have a slight pullback in price, relative equal highs here, price pulls back down. We sweep this level of internal sell side, which is fantastic. Look at where the bodies close, and we respect this down close candle being an order block. Price then inverts this fair value gap right here. And this was the second opportunity that was caught out with the Discord. Potential longs to both this buy side, and this buy side. So plenty of people in the community taking longs here, if not longs here. And for me, I'm just looking for these simple things, where can price react from, and then looking for these price signatures to enter from. You can see how this macro offers the pivot point. So I like to look for these timeframes because these timeframes offer the highest probability reversals and the highest probability trade setups. So that being said, guys, I'm going to play the recording. This is from the Discord stream. It's been snipped up a little bit to shorten the time frame. If you like these types of videos, like these trade walkthroughs and the live recordings posted after the fact, let me know. Let me know in the comments below how you went as well. If you trade the London session, let me know in the comments below. And without further ado, let's get straight into the live clip. Let's go. So again, in this moment, what I'm watching for, do we invert this? Do we create an order block? And then do we blow through this? Number one. Number two, watching for price to come down, sweep some more sell side during the macro, and then look for a reaction to the upside here. Plenty of buy side to target in a macro, got the time element, just needing price to match up with time, and then I'll be in the trade. Until that point, I sit, I watch, I wait, I'll let it do its thing, and I just act as an observer in the market. Practicing patience happens in conditions like this. I'm looking on a candle to candle basis, but there's quite a lot that needs to happen for me to enter a trade from where price currently is. Always trying to maintain flexibility, but keeping in mind that bigger picture as well. So staying stable here. Just marked out that little volume imbalance below. Seeing if there's a change in the state, which would be above these down close candles here. And obviously to buy side. So let's see how the candle closes. Get rid of this. 8 seconds. Do we close above here? We do. So that's our first little price signature. Our first. It's always important to see how the next couple of candles project after that. So you got a change in state. If we invert this, then that'd be a potential, entry to take price here, 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 and you'd expect a quick move as well. So it's up to you kind of how you'd phrase this depending on what price does in the next couple of minutes. So I'm trying to what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to build a narrative. I'm trying to layer on top different things, but I need a layer, I need a stack, and I'll probably target, 4, 5, 5, 10, probably go like 10 handles, then try to see if you want to push up. But until that point, it's just layering. So this is like layer, 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 but keeping my options open too, right? It's kind of up to you what you do in these situations, how many layers you require for your trade entry as well. When I've seen potential ideas fail, or I've seen previous macros be average, or for example, this macro, it's doing its thing for the meantime, I like to just stack on top and top and top. So the busy is holding, which is good, right? Now I'm looking to see if we get an inversion closure, maybe somewhere here, and then take the price up here somewhere. That'd be really nice. That's what I'm looking for. If you're watching this video, guys, I hope you're getting some input into, the way I think, the way I trade, what my service is in terms of my Discord, but ultimately keeping it nice and simple. Very simplistic in terms of how I enter, how I exit, what I'm targeting, what I'm looking for. Simplistic is the best way to go when you're trading. Keep it simple, have clear levels where you want price to react from, have clear levels where you want to target, and the rest is just trade management while you're in the trade. Let's get back into it. I know some people have access to 30 seconds, some people don't. I'm just going to stick to the 1 minute based on price action. So let's see if we can invert this. Now, if we invert this, we've kind of been hovering around this, fair value gap, and I suppose we could be marking out the halfway point of that too as a potential price signature as well to see if we can remain above that zone. That would be nice. Right, we've done that so far. We've also tapped back into that order block, which is a change in the state delivery. So keep the risk tight, in my opinion, to see what we do in this area. So buy side, we'll see if we can push past buy side targets, especially this one. Okay, I'm going to mitigate my risk a little bit, guys. Because we've just swept two highs. So last candle, the macro, swept two highs here. This is kind of what I'm looking at, and then obviously the high above that would be really nice too. We can take a pick at ES, see if ES has swept the high as well. ES has swept. It came close to that one there, yeah. Interesting. So yeah, it's up to you what you do, but yeah, I'm mitigating risk. So originally stop, was down here. It's getting moved under this body. It's hovering around that area right at the moment, so we'll see if we can push through the buy side targets. The bodies have been tagged. Up to you guys how you manage your risk at this point. All right, there's the first target hit. Now we're in premium from this high to this low. So I just want to see what kind of extension we do if we continue extending from this point in price action. So just got to chill out, guys. Just wait, do what you got to do. Take your partials if you want to take your partials, but it's up to you how you manage your risk. So let's see if we create an order block here in price action. Just a waiting game with price at the minute. Being mindful of it, managing risk as appropriate, having targets, taking partials at targets. That's your 10 handles if you want it. If you want a bit more, it's all good. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's exactly what we wanted, right? Exactly what we wanted. I'm out, but it's up to you what you want to do here because there's a lot of low resistance on the upside. There's a lot of low resistance, but be mindful with it. Hold your runners, mitigate your risk. What a lovely trade. What a lovely trade. So quick, easy. Let me know how you went with that one, or if you're still in the trade. All these points offer targets. All these points offer positions where you can take your partials, where you can move your stop to break even. The analysis leading me to enter the trade, as we discussed, we'd swept sell side. We're mucking around here, so I was seeing what price wanted to do. We respected this volume imbalance. We had an internal sweep here, created a change in the state. Opportunity 1. Inversion fair value gap, opportunity 2. Right? Buy side, buy side, buy side, in particular this one, because it's the last one before this previous high. This one is in the pack, right? So these highs are like in a pack. So that is like the end of the pack. And then you've obviously got these highs in a pack too. So that's the end of the pack. When you are taking longs or shorts and there's a pack of low resistance, the one before the major pack high is a good one to take a partial profit at. And then if it wants to extend, it can extend. So really, really happy with that delivery there, if I'm honest with you. Really happy with that.